Hello humans, this is Random Guy and welcome to the Random Channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing another anime, and this time we have Chivalry of the Failed Knight. I have also written the Japanese name here, but I'm really reluctant to say it, but here I go. It says Rakudai Kishi no Kyabaruri? What? The fuck type of name is that? It's just my pronunciation. The name's probably fine. It probably just means Chivalry of the Fair Knight, but whatever. The show is so fucking good. I fucking love the show. It's just too fucking good. I mean, it has its problems, obviously, but it's a good show, I would say. So the plot of the show is, it might be similar to some other shows. The guy is not talented and he's rejected by someone. I mean, rejected by everyone in his, society, in his group, and then he uses hard work to become the strongest. Lots of shows have these sort of settings, but generally the main character is quite talented. He is able to quickly grasp onto things and find new ways of using his abilities and stuff like that. But this one, the guy is not that talented, but he just works really hard to attain whatever he wants to attain. Also, there's incest. His little sister is really into him, so there's that. So the pros and the cons of the show, let's get into it. So this show is the upgraded version of Irregular at Magical High School. I mean, Irregular at Magical High School, I fucking hated that show. I mean, if you've seen the review I did on it, I still haven't seen the movie of it, but I'm sure the movie is trash. I mean, I just watched like 10 minutes of the movie and it was already fucking trash. So this show is just an upgraded version of that. I mean, if that show would have been good, then it would have been this show. So, it's pretty good show. This one covers up a lot more ground than the last one, and it's much better. I just like it. It's just good. I mean, you guys should watch it. I would recommend this show straight up. So this is the second time I watched this show. Actually, I watched it way back in the day, and I was like, you know what? I remember watching that show, and that show was good. I think I should rewatch it, and it was a good decision to rewatch it. It was actually pretty good. The girls are cute and they have a varied interesting personalities. I mean, for once you get to see a hot girl who has a naughty personality, and it's more in most cases just like a tsundere, or if she's really shy or something. It's preferable to see a little bit of a different taste in these sort of things. They always go for the most generic characters with the most generic personalities, so it's not as interesting. So this one's a little bit different, so I like that. Other than that, this is a nice flow of mildly fetish scenes sort of thing. They don't they take this, the plot, right, and then there's some sort of a steamy scene, and then they go back to the plot. Unlike most shows where just plot is just floating around, so you can't really tell when the action scenes are there, or just they're talking about random things just filled with fillers and shit. This show doesn't have that. It just goes straight to the point. It's plot, and then the main plot, and then back to the plot, that sort of thing. So I really like that. The combat is probably one of the strongest points of this show. I mean, the combat is beautiful. I mean, that's the only word I can use for it. It's flashy, it's fast, it's understandable. It's not just I scream louder, henceforth more power. That's not saying that Dragon Ball Z has a problem, but just saying that this one, it has reasoning behind how things go, and how the character learns from his opponents, and changes his fighting style and various different things, using what he has to the maximum capabilities. So from a tactical standpoint and from a visual standpoint, the combat in this show is amazing. The soundtrack is decent. I'm not gonna say the soundtrack is too fucking good or anything like that. Soundtrack is decent. I mean, where there's supposed to be a particular type of music, they chose the right type of music, but I wouldn't say it's exceptional. When I hear it, I just immediately get pumped up or calm down or anything like that. It's not the best type of music, but they chose the types correctly for every situation. They didn't have a sad scene with rock music playing in the background, that sort of thing. Some anime does do that sort of thing, but this show didn't. So props to that. It was good. The ninth episode. The ninth episode is all I'm gonna say. Like, oof, the ninth episode is too goddamn good. Ninth episode is probably my favorite episode of the entire show. I mean, the thumbnail and the, you know, various pictures you're seeing here and there on the screen, they're all from the ninth episode. Oh, the ninth episode is too fucking good. It is too fucking good. The last two episodes were quite different. I mean, I didn't expect them to be like that. I mean, you usually expect the last two episodes of the show to be more of like, oh, how the villain is so bad, and like how the main character is going to fight and just defeat everything in its path to get to whatever needs to be gotten to. The last two episodes is like quite psychologically heavy, and the visuals are amazing. I mean, the way they did the artwork and the lighting of everything that was portrayed in the show. So the last two episodes were amazing. They attacked the psyche of the main character rather than his body, and that was something that I appreciated. So you know, when the main character gets his like thing going, you know, he's like, oh, I'm the main character sort of thing. So it really feels like it, you know, it's earned rather than how should I put this, rather than, you know, just throwing it out there because it's the main character. So that sort of thing. Let's get to the cons. Yeah, some scenes didn't hold much meaning. You know, the characters would talk about obvious stuff. I don't know why they put that in there. I mean, why would you put that in there? It's like some scenes. I'm not gonna give an example because, you know, I don't want to spoil the show. But some scenes are made in such an absurd manner. Like, they would talk about stuff that's way too obvious. Like, okay, here's a level 1 swordsman. Oh, he's weaker than a level 2 swordsman. So, yeah, I mean, like, obviously, Captain Obvious, duh. Why do you have to, like, explain it? There's no reason for it. Or, like, one girl is flirting with the main character and then another girl steps in, the typical, you know, anime stuff. It's really weird the way they do it. They feel like filler, but, you know, they're still somewhat important to building the characters. But so that's why I won't say they're fillers, but it feel like it's a filler. But in a 12 episode series, sometimes you don't want to have fillers, which I said before. There are no fillers in the show. I'm still sticking to it that there are no fillers in the show, but these feel like the closest thing to a filler because these are generally like 1 or 2 minutes conversation, but I still don't like these sort of conversation. Okay, so let's move on. Another plot is the harem plotline. Yeah, the harem plotline was really, like, you know, sad to see. You know, in these sort of shows, I hate it when the main character goes monogamous all of a sudden. So this one was so perfectly built up with the, you know, polygamy and like, oh, he's building up a harem sort of thing, and he still is. So it's not confirmed. Like, after watching the show, I read the manga, and it's sort of going in a monogamous direction. But I just hope that it doesn't, but it feels like it's going in that direction. So if it doesn't go in that direction, then oh boy, the points of the rating of the show for me would like pop up way too high. But the show loses a lot of its appeal because you feel like a lot of girls like the main character, but the main character only focuses on one and like completely ignores the others, which, you know, from a harem standpoint, it just doesn't work out. Like, and unlike the irregular at Magical High School where they, like, you know, the girls find other guys for themselves, this one just doesn't go in that direction. So it's just like you leave the, you know, viewers hanging, like, oh, is it going to be harem? Is it not going to be harem? I mean, even after reading the manga, I still have no idea. Is it going to be harem? Is it going to be monogamous? I hope it's a harem, but, you know, it kind of sucks when you know, bring in characters that are attachable to, you know, their backstories, the new girls that come up, the different backstories and their little different arcs that you watch through. So you get attached to them, but the main character, if like throws them to the side, they're not going to be as important, and the story would linger on about them. So that kind of sucks. So for me, the show is really good. I really like the show, which is why I would have liked to give it a higher rating. But in the action harem romance sort of, you know, genre, the plot is nothing impressive. I mean, yeah, the plot was good, but, you know, as I said, it's generic. to some extent. I mean, these are things you see a lot more. I mean, the psychological last 2 episodes were really good, so that was a sort of change. But the plot is nothing impressive. The fan service is subtle. I mean, they rarely bring in the fan service here and there. There's some jokes here and there, but nothing like too in your face. I mean, I don't want in your face fan service either. I mean, it's boring when they get too in your face, but like I like it just to some extent when they get around with it, but being too subtle also just throws it off. So, and another thing is just the harem aspect of it. I mean, I'm not sure if they have ruined it just yet, but if they will, it would really suck up the energy of the show. So I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, which is really low for what I would like to give this show, because I highly recommend watching this show. The show is really fun to watch. The combat, the conversations, the whatever fan service there is available. Episode 9. The show is just good. I would 100% recommend watching. I would even recommend reading the manga. I read the manga. I'm still reading the manga. It's going on at the moment. So yeah, go ahead and watch it. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe the video. Comment whatever you want to comment. If you want me to review a specific anime, go ahead and tell me. There's a link in the description to my Twitter. Go and follow me there. And there's a link to my Dtube account where I play hentai games. So go check that out. And thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.